Hey everybody, I got a Bible review for us. This is the NIV Cambridge Wide-Margin hardcover edition. Now you might be wondering, why is it not hardcover? Well, it's because I personally recovered it in some brown calf split leather that I found at our local leather store. And I want to review this Bible because of the fact that it's such a great candidate for rebinding. And so, as you can see, this is the New International Version from Cambridge. And what's great about this Bible is their nice editions in goatskin and calf split and whatnot are all bound in the Netherlands. And it turns out that their hardcover copy of the NIV is also bound in the Netherlands, as you can see right there. It's the exact same Bible that you would actually have in the calf split version. Paper's the exact same. It's the same 38, GSM. The only difference is, as you can tell, there's no art gilding or anything like that. It is red letter. So if we flip over to the Gospels, we see the red letter. It's a nice, bold, dark red letter. Very easy to read. I love on this paper just how much the red really does pop. Just under an 8-point font. And one of the things that's really great about this Bible, when you first open it, you'll notice that there, it didn't come with any presentation page or anything like that. And that's because this big, real thick end sheet was actually it's a paste down liner in the hardcover edition. And that first page is actually sewn in the text block. And I don't know if you can see what I've done. I actually, on the hardcover copy, I cut about an inch or so out because that's where the binding reinforcement ended. And then I was able to pull that hardcover off without damaging or harming any of the spine's integrity or anything like that. I really don't mess when I do a rebind. I don't mess with anything. You can see those are the original headband, original ribbon. I might do I might reinforce it a little bit myself. In this case, I did by adding just another layer of book cloth on the back and stuff. But my plan is actually to use this as kind of like my liner. There originally was a vinyl liner that I had put on here, and I ripped off just because it was making the leather kind of warp funny. And so I'm going to really pare this down as far as I can to get down to the leather, and I'm going to paste down a mission grain liner that's a genuine leather liner that I have available to me. You can see again the signature, the sewing on even this back end sheet, and what that does is that really allows the book block to really be solidly in line. You might be wondering, here's a few features that I put in my wide margin. As you can see, it's a nice thin edition. It's easy to hold and whatnot. I square it, so I don't round the corners just because the page edges aren't round. But I want to show this to you real quick. It might be of some help. So what I do in my Bibles that I use for preaching is I add just a regular full sheet of paper. In this case, this is an 11 by 17 page that I cut down to size. And I tape it into that New Testament page. And then this is where I'll actually tape my manuscript into. And the reason why I do that is just so that way, no matter what, I've always got my my manuscript when I'm preaching in my Bible, but I'm not having to have extra podium space while I'm reading from the text, which can be hard, especially when I've got a lot of notes, and then a separate manuscript or anything like that. And so I've got everything right in front of me. It's in my Bible. It's not going anywhere. That's especially helpful for special services like funerals and whatnot. Another feature of this Bible I want to highlight real quick, is that the concordance is one of the largest NIV concordances, the concise concordance that is. You have almost 4,800 word entries and over nearly 36,000 scripture references. And so this is not even the ESV version of this Bible has this much. This is almost double the amount that it's got in the ESV version. So this is a fantastic study resource. And then of course, you've got your index to notes right here. I've started to fill some of that out. I still haven't really thought through what I want. I've got sermons that I've preached, and then travel log. I threw those at the back of these note pages, so you can see this Bible hasn't really been anywhere yet. And I've only preached one sermon with it. I'm an associate pastor, so for me, I'm not preaching every week. I'm leading Bible studies or classes or whatnot. So this is a really great edition of the NIV Wide-Margin edition. I'd really commend it to any of you who like to wide margin as the verb is being invented and whatnot. And another thing too, just kind of in terms of my ramblings here, the paper is stellar, absolutely amazing. This is just a personal thing with wide margins. You might see I've got different colors in here for what I'm using. Generally speaking, the colors don't actually mean anything. Here's an example where I have two different colors, and that's largely just because I've got two notes that are close together. And so that's just to differentiate. So I led a Sunday school class, Revelation. So here's another example where I've got some notes that are pretty close together. And so what I've done is I've, highlighted or underlined just to differentiate them from one another. It's really all I do. I don't have color coding or anything like that, and mostly that's just out of utility. I want to be able to carry one or two colors with me. I don't want to have to carry a bunch if I'm carrying this, to church or to a class or a small group or whatnot. So you can see I've only had this. I bound it on the 22nd, and this is the 30th. So I haven't had this Bible for very long. One of the things that is really nice is that with the extra reinforcement and then also just the leather covering, my hope is that this actually becomes a Bible that I use on a regular basis. But I just wanted to highlight this for you all, and I hope and pray that for those of you who really like to wide margin and you prefer the NIV, that you'd be encouraged to pick one of these up. I got this on Amazon for $32. And the fact that I can pick up a $32 Cambridge edition in my preferred translation is just awesome. So, thanks so much for watching, and hope this was helpful for you. Have a good one.